And this is Danielle Harris, and you are listening to Rock Video Rental.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. My name is Brandon, and with me, as always, is Caleb. And we are continuing on with ROCKtober. And today's movie is going to be Final Exam from 1981. It is directed by Jimmy Houston, and the plot is a psycho killer shows up on a college campus to slash up pretty co-eds and dumb jocks. That could be pretty much like 50% of all slasher movies.
Yep.
But I love it. The cast, we got Cecile Baghdadi as Courtney. What a name. Joel S. Rice as Radish, Ralph Brown as Wild Man, Deanna Robbins as Lisa, Sherry Willis Birch as Janet, John Fallon as Mark, Terry W. Farron as the pledge Gary, and Timothy Rayner as the killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just a big lurching dude with a bowl cut.
He reminded me of No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not as intimidating, but that as soon as I saw him towards the end when you got a better look at him,
Yeah.
that's what I thought of.
You know what he kind of reminded me of? I said he kind of looks like Michael Myers with the haircut of Dauber from Coach. Maybe it was Dauber from Coach. Oh man. This is a movie I've seen a fair amount of times, and I talked last time about how it's usually considered one of the better Halloween ripoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I can kind of see some of that. I mean, pretty much every slasher movie is kind of a Halloween ripoff. I don't think this one is as egregious as something like Offerings, which even kind of steals the Halloween theme. But this movie's got a decent amount of stuff going for it. One of the things I'd say it doesn't have going for it, it's kind of slow.
Oh yeah. Dude, I had down 55 minutes until the second kill happened.
Yeah. Yeah, we get
That's
that first kill right off the bat
yeah.
of like these two in a car parked somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they get offed.
Yeah, which okay, this is not gonna be a deep dive. I'm not gonna like break it down, but why did the killer only kill two people at the first school and then he went like on a running spree or killing spree at the second school?
Who knows? You're not supposed to think of that.
It doesn't matter. People just needed to die.
Oh man. Yeah, the first time I saw this movie was on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Uh
It's gonna be funny because there are gonna be some people that could be listening to this of the younger generations that don't even know what you mean by saying Blu-ray.
oh man, wait until I talk about the other formats I have it on.
I know.
Yeah, the first time I watched it was on Blu-ray. It was like I think it was a releasing by Synapse Films or something like that.
Back in
One of those
1999, when they
back
had
in back in 2010 something. I don't remember what it was. I think it was probably like 2014 or something when I watched it because we weren't in our actual house we have now. So,
nice.
and I remember just being like, it was all right. It was a little dull, you know.
Yeah, it was it was quite a long haul at the beginning for this movie. Oh, I just looked it up. Blu-ray started in 2006, so I went way too early in 1999. So,
Yeah,
my bad there.
way to go. I don't even know if I watched a DVD by 1999. I think I might have.
Well,
I
don't you?
remember. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also have this movie on Betamax and CED, which the covers of those kind of give away the ending.
Mhm.
It's the scene at the end where Courtney's like stabbing the killer and he's laying on the ground. I'm like, okay.
So you
Because
know what
this
she
movie's
does?
got kind of like a memorable poster where it's like a black outline
The silhouette
of,
thing.
yeah, the killer, and then there's like the campus in the background, and it says final exam on it red. I mean, it's kind of a ripoff of the Friday the 13th poster
Yeah.
with less detail. And it's a little clunky, but I mean, it's memorable.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why they use that on I think it was released by Embassy Films, something like that.
Hmm.
But
Well, speaking of Friday the
yeah,
13th and Halloween, I mean, I know you said that this wasn't as straight up of a ripoff, but I was getting Halloween vibes from the soundtrack. Not a complete ripoff, but
yeah, it's
the
very
inspiration.
reminiscent.
Yeah.
Yeah, inspired by, I guess. It's no, if we ever get around to watching the movie Offerings,
Okay.
that movie completely just rips off the Halloween theme. That's very, very obvious. One thing I'll give this movie credit for is it builds characters. The character of Radish is pretty memorable, like the
Hmm.
nerdy guy. Um, he's like super smart. He's really kind of socially awkward, but he's like, um,
Oh crap! What was the guy by Saved by the Bell?
Screech.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Screech. Yeah, also kind of like a decent guy, and he's kind of becomes like the boy who cries wolf because they have that terrible prank
Oh
towards the
my
beginning of the movie.
gosh!
Like
Yes,
that prank has aged like milk.
that is so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
basically this fraternity goes and stages a school shooting. How do you think that would fly in 2025?
dude, how? I mean, first of all, like, were there pranks like this back then?
I don't think so. That's pretty extreme. I mean, there was even school shootings back then because there was that one that was at what, Kent State?
Yeah. Like, hold on. Um, let's see, because now I don't know if it's gonna really. Oh my gosh, what the heck? No, this is like crazy. Yeah, I mean, you've got. Uh, I don't know. This list sucks. Like, it's not exactly very informative. But yeah, I mean, like it was a thing back then. So I don't know. It just like I find it hard to believe that anyone now, granted, of course, today's day and age, like whenever anybody makes a stupid decision, the whole world hears about it because of social media and everything like that. But like I don't understand that this was like a good idea. Like there were so many different things that they could have done for a prank, but then they went with a school shooting.
Yeah.
It
Well, there
still
was
just
other pranks in this too, where like they tied the one kid up to a tree and like dumped ice down his pants and took his clothes and everything. I'm like, okay, that's more of like a frat prank, not here, let's pretend that we're shooting a whole bunch of people. And
well, and the whole reason for the prank was so that the one guy could cheat on his test.
yeah.
And it's just like, dude, you could have just gone and set off a bunch of fireworks outside the building. Like,
No, we have to traumatize people
oh my
because it's
gosh.
the 80s.
Now, I do kind of understand that they were trying to find something that was going to be like a red herring where it's just like, oh, it looks like the guy's van that we've been showing you. So could it be the guy? Like, is this linked to the killer?
Yeah.
And then obviously very much not so.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we get some other weird things in this. how everybody's just kind of like okay with all the hazing and the pranks and everything. And then we also get a teacher that's obviously been fooling around with one of the students,
Shocker.
right? Yeah. Um, I think my biggest beef with this, other than it being slow, is that I didn't think the killer was all that intimidating.
Yeah, I did not like how they showed um so many or so much of him at the beginning. Like you got a pretty
Yeah.
good look at him when he killed the first two people. And I was kind of like, "Oh, that kind of I mean, I know you didn't get the close up as you did at the end of the movie, but I was kind of like that kind of I don't know, was a bummer. It kind of like I don't know, for me it set the tone a little bit at the beginning where I was just like bummed out by kind of knowing who to look for. Like I don't know, it was weird for me that they did it like that.
Yeah. And just the whole looks of the killer, like I said, he just wasn't super intimidating. Like he's a big guy, but I don't know. I mean, with some of the good ones like Michael Myers, like the mask is intimidating. Plus, he's also completely insane.
Hmm.
So, you have that edge to him. We have like absolutely no backstory with this guy at all.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I always say what worked best about Halloween is that Michael had no motive
but there was a little
for,
backstory. There was a little
yeah,
back.
but we had a little backstory about him and who he
Hmm.
was. And, he just basically all the people that he kills in that movie are just, that's just because they're there. But with this one, it's like, we don't know who this guy is. We don't know why he's there. And he just looks like your average run of the mill guy. He's on the bigger side, but we've got no, it was like, is he a escaped mental patient? Is he a disgruntled former employee of the college? No, he's just some random dude that showed up. But, I do think this movie's got some pretty decent sets to it. Especially that bell tower at the end.
Yeah,
That was kind of a cool area. And then, Courtney has a standoff with him and he falls from the tower and then she runs down and goes ballistic on him, just stabbing him like tons of times. That was pretty effective.
honestly, I was a little glad that the football coach wasn't the hero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy was a douche.
Yeah, I was like, really? Come on.
I mean, Wild Man is the biggest douche. The guy who's wearing a football jersey that says Wild Man on
Oh yeah, for sure.
it. Yeah, that guy's a tool. I guess I can get into kills because there's a decent amount. We got the two at the beginning, which is the guy and the girl in the car. They're both stabbed in the car. Then we got Gary gets stabbed. There's not a big variety of kills in this. Um, then you got Janet she gets pulled around a corner and gets stabbed off screen.
Mhm.
Then we get Wild Man. He gets garroted with a weight machine. That one was kind of interesting.
A little bit different.
Um, yeah. Mark, he gets stabbed in the chest with a knife. Radish, he gets pulled through a door and killed. They don't really show that when you just kind of see the aftermath.
Yeah.
Lisa gets stabbed. Then the coach tries to come to the rescue with a bow and arrow, and he shoots the arrow. The killer catches it, and then he stabs him with it. That cracks me up. And then the killer gets knocked off the balcony in the tower, and then stabbed numerous times by Courtney.
Now, was the groundskeeper dead, or was he just drunk in his truck? And she,
I think he might have been dead.
yeah, I couldn't quite
I
tell
guess
what.
he could have been drunk. He was kind of a lush.
Yeah, he was a little bit of an alcoholic. So,
Yeah. A lot of help that guy was. Oh. Yeah, I would say best kill is probably the wild man one.
yeah,
it was at least the most imaginative one. That's and that's the stuff in slasher movies that stand out to me is when you have a variety of kills. And I guess that's some of my beef with like the Scream movies, where it's just
Oh,
like
okay.
it got stabbed with a butcher knife. This one got stabbed with a butcher knife. And that's kind
Yeah.
of how this one is at times too.
I mean, I think that you need to focus, like, there needs to be a focus of the horror slasher movie, and it doesn't always have to be, for me at least, about how the kill is specifically done. If it's filmed in a unique way or the suspense and fear factor is cranked up. So, I mean, because what didn't wasn't Halloween everybody basically just stabbed?
Yeah, stabbed, strangled. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least like with Halloween 2 and onward, there was more variety
Yeah.
where I don't know, most of the Scream movies are just butcher knife kills, but I'm sure we'll cover those sometime. We can get
Mm.
into that. I guess trivia and facts.
Trippy backs.
Yeah. So the film was more or less shot in sequence, and the actors would leave the set as their characters got killed.
Hmm.
During an interview with the Hysteria Lives, actor Timothy Rayner, who plays the killer, said he got the role because Jimmy Houston was impressed with his martial arts skills and his ability to handle a weapon. Rayner said that the knife he wields in the movie wasn't a prop, but an actual butcher's knife.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
His martial arts skills. I just imagine him like doing like kicks in the garage or something like that.
Rex Kwando.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yep.
Yep. Kicking pumpkins. Yeah. Oh, man.
Smash
So
him.
for her audition, Cecile Baghdadi was required to give a realistic scream of terror. Her screams were so convincing that not only did she land the role of Courtney, but her screams were actually dubbed in for other actresses.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. In
Um,
this movie, you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Much of the film's crew were friends and students of the director, Jimmy Houston. The shot where the killer catches a flying arrow with his hand was real. Timothy Rayner played the killer and was trained to do this and suggested it. So that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
okay. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Super dangerous. I thought it looked real. I was just like, wow, that looked really good.
Yeah. I wonder if they just like dulled the arrow or something, you know?
Yeah, or he was wearing some protective stuff under his clothes. Like they
Huh.
had to have taken some kind of precaution.
Yeah, I would think that. The scene where Garius Hayes is quite authentic. Yeah. As Terry W. Farron actually did have real ice pouring down the front of his pants during the filming.
Yes.
So theater graduates of Appalachian State University and University of North Carolina, Charlotte were used as uncredited cast members for the film.
Rock.
In an interview, actor slash stuntman Timothy Rayner, the killer, said that there was nearly a disastrous mishap with actor Ralph Brown, who played Wildman. In the movie, Wildman is killed when he is strangled by the wires of his weight machine. Rayner said that during shooting, one of the wires was wrapped tightly around Brown's throat and put a chokehold on him. Rayner quickly saved Brown, who was choked to unconsciousness.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. While still wearing his death makeup, Joel S. Rice went out to eat lunch at a restaurant where many customers were upset with his appearance. And the last thing I got is this movie had a $374,000 budget, and I have no number for the box office.
No.
But for $374,000, this movie is pretty decent, I would say.
Yeah.
And then grades, IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think they are?
IMDb give me 4.8.
4.6.
Ooh. Okay. That is the lowest one so far this month.
Yeah.
That's strange. All right, Rotten Tomato critic. Um 40%.
The critic is 13.
Oh dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Audience 35.
18.
What the crap?
I'm kind of surprised because this movie has kind of a cult following to it.
Huh. That is very surprising.
So our grades, I guess I'll go first. I have more of a history with this movie. Um, I always say that I classify slasher movies kind of like in three tiers. I've mentioned this before. I think even this season that you got like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw are like in that top tier. And then like your second tier has got things like, Sleepaway Camp and um I would probably put this maybe in that second tier,
Okay.
kind of like in between the second and the third, because the third is like your more obscure ones that maybe not like the average person has ever heard of. So, and ones that maybe didn't even try all that much. Where I feel like this movie at least gave an attempt, and the acting's not awful.
Hmm.
Um, it is kind of a Halloween ripoff, so that kind of drops it down. And I don't find the killer all that intimidating. It is pretty slow, but I mean, I feel like it's got a few things going for it because it did build some characters and had some suspense and had some cool sets and everything. So I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5.
Rock. I was right there with you. I didn't land at 3.5, but I was a little bit lower at 3. Just kind of the same reasons. Like it's put together well, it's edited well, but man, I will tell you what, that 55-minute wait for another kill, 50 to 55 minutes,
Yeah,
that's too long. Like they barely even did anything with like jump scares in that waiting time. I mean, they did have that big prank. But they were trying to do some things with suspense, and they did a little bit where they showed the guy on campus walking around and kind of lurking behind trees. But yeah, that 55 minutes I think like took too big of a hit for me. Um, yeah, as you said, the acting was pretty decent. It wasn't anything amazing. I wouldn't say that there's anything horribly wrong with this movie. It's just that it everything was pretty good, and there wasn't really anything that shined um, to take it up a notch or two.
yeah,
So two for me, usually it's at 2.5 and lower that you're kind of getting into that bad range. So I felt comfortable with giving it a 3 out of 5.
rock. I would say that is fair. So next time we have a bigger budget slasher. We're going to be talking about The Fun House by Toby Hooper. He is also the guy who created Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Rock.
So, yeah, this one is a little more obscure, obviously, because it didn't have a big uh, set of sequels like Texas Chainsaw did. But yeah, interesting film. It's been a little while since I watched that one too, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's also another movie where the cover I feel like is very misleading, but we'll get into that next time. If you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can follow us on social media. We're on pretty much every platform. We got stuff on YouTube. We got stuff on TikTok. We also have stuff on the website, so check that out. It's rockvideorental.com. And come by next time. We're going to be talking about The Fun House. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.